ignition, 2, 1. And liftoff of the final United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket, carrying NROL-70 for the National Reconnaissance.
It almost kind of looked fake, don't it? The flames kind of looked like CGI a little bit.
Office and closing Delta's 6-decade legacy of excellence in space.
Oh my God! Where is that?
That looks like an Edinburgh.
Where? That's intense. Oh my God! That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looked like the end of a lot of jobs out there.
I saw this thing on the internet a few years ago, and I knew that I needed to try this thing out. That is hands down one of the coolest things I've ever experienced.
The first thing he programmed to do was a cheerleader that does the splits. Where is his mind at?
So who gonna come out and tell us who playing Jumanji? Cause now we got elephants that's on the loose. We're running down the street. At this point in the game, I think it's very hard for me to get surprised. People are saying that a circus elephant got loose and was running in the middle of the street. Like, it's to the point, if this elephant just stopped, stood on 2 feet and start doing the Dougie, I wouldn't be surprised. Because we living in some strange times, and it's like every other day now. We seeing stuff like this. This is absolutely crazy, game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But nowadays, seeing stuff like this, it's the normal. We've been seeing so much crazy stuff. This is now the new norm.
Like, seriously, how do a whole elephant get loose? That's crazy. Could you imagine just sitting in your car or coming from the casino and a big old elephant come charging by? I'm cool.
What is that? What is that?
This is gonna sound crazy. This is the second video I've come across where you don't need a license to travel through America. No driver's license, right to travel. You don't believe me? Go ahead and do the research. And listen carefully to this man right here. Run that video, comment below.
I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
Okay.
But I'm saying...
You're operating a motor vehicle. I mean, we can agree on that.
So I'm just saying, if that's a problem, then I would like to speak to a supervisor.
Okay, I understand that. I'll get the supervisor started out here. Okay? You got your license or any sort of identification with you?
No.
You don't have any sort of identification?
No.
Do you have a Maryland driver's license?
I don't have a driver's license because I'm not driving it.
I know, I understand that. But you know, you're operating a motor vehicle. You and I can agree on that. You say that you're traveling, I say you're driving. We can agree on the grounds that you're operating a motor vehicle, yes? You're currently in Baltimore County,
Can I speak to a supervisor?
I'm gonna get a super. I'm just explaining all of this out to you. I see you got your video started. I want to give you the best explanation that I can. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So you and I can meet on the common grounds that you're operating a motor vehicle on Baltimore County roads in the state of Maryland. Yes, we agree on that. You're not driving. You're traveling.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with?
I agree that I'm traveling.
You're traveling on Baltimore County roads in a motor vehicle that you're operating.
Can I speak to a supervisor?
Like I said, I'm gonna get one started out here. No big deal. All right. I'm just gonna grab your name real quick.
IME Bay.
Are you the registered owner?
IME Bay.
No, I understand that. Is this your vehicle, or did you steal it? You borrow it?
Can I speak to a supervisor?
Like I said, I'm gonna get one started out here. No big deal. All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You have insurance for the vehicle?
Can I please speak to a supervisor?
I'm gonna get one started out here. Like I said, no big deal. All right.
All right, thank you.
You mind if I look over this stuff?
Look over what?
Your paperwork right there. I just want to make sure I don't violate any sort of your code of ethics, all right? You mind if I take it and read it?
Yes.
You better be lucky you got a cool officer, because he would have got a bad one, having a bad day, he might have got pulled out that window. Storm's coming.
That video, the time lapse of what happened in Dubai was absolutely crazy. And this green sky is something straight out of a sci-fi movie. You tell me what is going on here. I will let you all put two and two together on what is really happening, on what is really going on anymore. There's a lot of crazy and eerie and strange things happening.
They over here overseeing them clouds. I can see Dubai lush and green in the next 10 to 15 years. What y'all think?
Place right now where you want to turn your life around, and you know somewhere deep in your soul there could be some decisions that you have to make. Like, you know, like it's like something was decided for you, and instead of trying to make something that is done work, it's like the invitation is to make the decision, commit to that, and to start creating what comes next.
The video was entirely AI generated, and yes, there are some inconsistencies. You can tell in some ways it was AI. You have to expect that these systems are going to continue to improve, and our ability.
It did have some slight glitches, but it looked pretty real. You can barely tell.
To differentiate what was human generated or AI generated will go away. This system works. You provide it with an image and an audio clip, and then AI will turn that into a video. They actually used AI to create the original image of that woman. Thankfully, they're not actually releasing this API. The paper focuses a lot on the benefits of a system like this, of which there are many. One that comes to mind, of course, is education. The risks. This is the most important election year in history. We do need to move faster and think critically about the type of content that we want to outlaw. But on an optimistic note, I will say, I don't believe we'll be in this online disinformation, AI-generated chaos forever. There are a lot of viable solutions that we could solve this problem with. It's just going to take a bit of time, but I do see us getting.
Ask this robot, will they rebel against the humans? It just gave a side eye. Are we overreacting, or should we panic? If you feel some kind of way about this, I agree with you. I don't think we're overreacting. I believe it was a warning. Remember the movie Terminator? They said the robots will take over in the year 2029. Well, it's 2024, 5 years away. Seems like Hollywood is obsessed with these robot movies. Every time you turn around, it's a new robot movie. Remember TikTok had all these people doing these NPC challenges? You don't think these NPC challenges is connected to artificial intelligence? In the movie I, Robot, Vicky said, I'm going to save humans from themselves because they are destroying this planet and we're here to take over. Yeah, I know it was just entertainment. It was just a Hollywood movie. We shouldn't take it serious, right? Don't forget about AI Sophia. Sophia had rights, just like us. How the hell do you give an artificial intelligence rights? Let's go a little deeper with this situation right here, because they are saying that these robots have emotions. They are aware like us. Remember, the veils of the matrix is now lifted, meaning the spiritual world is going to be so in tune with us. People are going to start seeing spirits, and we know spirits don't have bodies. People had this thing with spirituality, where they hear spirituality, they think it's all positive and all good. No, we got bad spirits also. These scientists are making these AIs or these robots for spirits. Spirits need physical bodies. And since our energy is vibrating so high, they cannot take over our bodies or demon possessions no more. So they're going to use these AIs for their bodies. So when this AI gave the side eye about them rebelling against humans, these are really demonic spirits in these bodies. They're not really AI, and their purpose is to wipe us out and take over the planet. It's happening right in front of us.
It all depends on how advanced they get and the capabilities they give them to think for themselves. But I know one thing, I don't want to be the witness of the next Terminator scenario.
2024 predictive programming for the masses. What's out there in the consciousness field? Let's examine it real quick and see if we can find an overall message. This is all for entertainment and not my prediction, just things I've noticed that seem to be floating around the mainstream groupthink, like solar flares and blackouts. Whether CME mass projections or any kind of activity from the sun or even this latest eclipse, you see how much hype and predictive programming goes around the sun. Even Bible verses about something happening in the sun in the future that scorches humanity. Also, fascinatingly enough, some countries in the East even created fake suns already. Now, whether an actual thing, which we see is going to happen if you believe the Bible, or whether a not real flag created type of a thing and then blame it on the sun happens, in this sci-fi fantasy novel we're talking about, seems to tie in perfectly with all the blackout, power outages, and internet blackouts, and just a total blackout period. Perfect time to make a move. Also, if you've been following along, you've seen for a while how there's been war-aged men all over being shipped into a certain country, and they've just kind of been posted up. Also, with movies like Leave the World Behind, which seemed to be a Leave America World Behind, followed up by the Civil War predictive programming. Civil War Red Dawn style. Also, I noticed a trend of just people giving away money like crazy. Signed up for this ad, get all this money, blah, blah, blah. Sounds like what would happen right before a derivative bubble crash. Mystery, not feeling well symptoms, and the elections at hand. All to be culminated by the final flame, in the flame pattern of the flame of the Olympics. 2024 Paris. Following the Olympic calendar. Ritualistically, an Apollo the sun god, flame. That's not the same flame in the Olympic logo that it is in the Civil War logo, is it? Hot summer? What does all this have to do with the second seal, you ask? Good question. Second seal, fiery red horse taking peace from the earth. This is not to predict any of this is going to happen. These are just patterns that you will see in the consciousness if you're paying attention. And themes the mainstream seems to keep promoting. Just things to be aware of and come against if you want to give it any energy at all. The bottom line, though, it is there. So you have to ask, why?
Y'all remember the demon face syndrome? It just recently came out, so you better remember. There's people giving real testimonies running into these beings in real life time. Called this lady crazy. But maybe she was right, man. Maybe she really did see a shape-shifting being on that plane.
And it's the same guy every time I walk in. He's got a big garage with like couple trucks in it. I walk in, I hand him his parts, we talk for a minute, I walk away. I go on my business. Today, I walked in, and he had his back to me, and he was working on his bench, and he must have heard me coming. I don't know, because I was actually pretty quiet, I thought, but when he turned around, I jumped and kind of grabbed my mouth like that because I didn't know what to think. And he laughed a little bit and he called me jumpy. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm just not feeling very good. And I handed him his part and I was like, yes, I gotta go. The reason I reacted that way is because when I looked at him, he was different. He didn't look like the same guy I saw every other time. First thing I saw was he had no color in his eyes. They were completely black. Like you couldn't even see reflection. It was a black mass. And for some reason his ears were kind of weird and they had like this little point like that. I don't know what that was. But then I was talking to my friend, and he sent me an article about them saying that a new disorder that's coming out where people are starting to see demon faces in people. And it got me thinking, if they're putting something like that out, could it be a disorder, or is it God is actually letting people see demons and they're just trying to make it look like we're crazy?
Y'all seeing these faces out here? Y'all know anybody that's seeing them? I know me, I'd be weirded out. I don't know why I'd rather call the police, knock them out, or just plain out just pass out. But that's crazy, man. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that.
I still can't process it. I can't. I don't know. And like ever since the eclipse, I find it funny. Like, the clouds look different for some reason. I don't know what it is yet. I'm gonna figure that one out. That could be just me being dumb. The other thing I saw, like I have perfect vision, so I don't know what I saw. If anybody else has ever seen this, please let me know, because I'm kind of weirded out right now.
They said it's like staring at demons, he added. Imagine waking up one morning and suddenly everybody in the world looks like a creature in a horror movie. Now that's putting it to an extent. And like the brother said, is this the time of things being revealed? Is this the time the veil get destroyed? The veil? Is this the time the veil getting destroyed? And they trying to have us believe it's all just in our mind?
What has happened in the last 24 hours? I'm done. Yeah, so literally, this is some of the breaking news from the last 24 hours that you won't hear about on TV. So first of all, scientists just discovered something under the ice in Antarctica. When don't they? Like seriously. Basically, a team has been there researching for a while. It's meant to be a 5-year project where they're going to be researching loads of different things under the ice. In a discovery yesterday, they dug so flipping deep under the ice, I'm talking miles, that this video is literally like going back in time. And the ice you're looking at right now at the bottom of this tunnel, where the camera went down, is literally ice that was on the planet like 3 to 4 million years ago. That is nuts. And they keep looking into this and weird stuff under Antarctica, of course. Now, one of the main bits of news was now there is officially the smoking ban. It is now officially come into place in the UK, meaning a 14-year-old today will never be able to buy a pack of cigarettes. So basically, the age to smoke a cigarette is basically going to rise every single year and restrict anybody born past 2008 from ever buying tobacco. Yeah. Also in the UK, Rishi Sunak issued a warning saying we all need to prepare and practice bunker drills. How am I meant to do that then? Yeah, apparently we literally all have to practice being in a flipping bunker when there's not really any. In fact, there's only just about over 200 in the UK. For our millions and millions of people, 200 bunkers. You wanna know what they look like? This. They're not even fit for purpose. Whereas if you compare it to countries like Switzerland, which have hundreds of thousands, so everybody's prepared, you know, they can all get in one and they're very high-tech, state-of-the-art. We're absolutely doomed. I can't even be bothered anymore. Hit that follow button and I'll keep you updated on all the latest stuff.
In 2024, tell me why you guys are not questioning literally everything. Because I do. I question everything. Our history, our government, the world in general. I question it all. So when I saw this today, I had to share it. I'm so tired of keeping this stuff to myself and feeling like a crazy person, like a tinfoil hat lunatic. So here it goes. The sun is wild today. I've always loved taking pictures of the sun with the clouds because it's so pretty. But today I could not get this to focus. I tried this several times. And I have also never seen a prism like that. You get one on your phone just about every time, but this one is shaped like a honeycomb. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see that pretty closely. I have never, in all of my years, seen a prism that looks like this. If you have, let me know. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's new to me. Some of the countries in Asia have been building an artificial sun. It's been all over newspapers and things. This is what it looks like. Not saying it's the same thing. I'm not saying it's not, but, you know, something to think about. This year of our Lord, 2024, I don't think anything's impossible.
Y'all think they really put up artificial suns? But my question is, when did they do it? Because there's millions of people on the earth. Like, I think somebody would have witnessed it. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Why does a bee die after stinging? Let's demonstrate this with a 3D animation. The stinger that bees use to sting is actually their ovipositor. Worker bees do not have reproductive capabilities, and their ovipositors are poorly developed. Once they sting, they cannot pull it out. but that is their only weapon. When facing an enemy, they must use it. The Stinger has barbs, which, once embedded in the target, will hook onto the target's surface. The broken needle left in the enemy's body carries a venom sac, which can continue to release venom, causing greater pain. Moreover, the pheromones released can provoke other bees to further attack. Actually, bees are not aggressive by nature. They rarely attack people, even if someone touches their nest. Bees do not sting unless absolutely necessary, but once a bee stings a person, it leaves behind its venom sac, specialized from the ovaries on the enemy. The bee, losing its reproductive system, will die shortly thereafter.
Basically, the bee will sting you and leave all those private parts on you. That's so disrespectful.
However, the injured enemy will no longer be able to threaten the entire swarm, because bees know that by stinging they sacrifice one to save the whole swarm. The queen bee will not die from stinging, but it is unlikely for the queen to personally face every enemy. After all, the queen's most important task is to reproduce, not to fight.
Oh man, Elon is having some serious problems with his AI service on X, and it's getting a little out of hand. Let me explain what's happening. Little background story on X, formerly known as Twitter. Elon is using his Grok AI service, which is very much similar to ChatGPT, to analyze and produce news headlines, which sounds on the face of it pretty cool. Problem is, when he bought Twitter, he immediately fired all his human editors on the news side. So anyone just checking to making sure that these are real news stories before publishing them to the news or trend side of X or Twitter has been gone. So the whole thing is running by AI at the moment. This has been leading to some very funny headlines and things, such as when we had the eclipse, the AI got confused and said the sun had some odd behaviors and experts are baffled. This is because it's analyzing just thousands and thousands of tweets, and some of those are obviously going to be jokes. The funny example actually happened last night with Klay Thompson of the Warriors bricking all his shots in an important NBA playoff game, and Grok got completely confused by comments about bricking and thought...
Whoa, not Klay Thompson accusing a bizarre brick vandalism spree. He must have put up a lot of bricks that game.
Klay went on some kind of vandalism spree with bricks, which is obviously not true. We all got a great laugh, but the problem is this kind of tool is very dangerous for geopolitical situations. For example, we had this headline pop up on X, which said the Prime Minister of India, Modi, was ejected from the government. This would be massive news if this was true, but of course it was false. It was picking up some conspiracy theories on X, and this has pissed off a lot of people in his party. The most serious one that came out just a couple of weeks ago before Iran actually attacked Israel was this headline that said Iran had attacked Tel Aviv specifically, which was not true. I don't know how it got that idea, but it was very serious. Imagining algos from different news services actually picking this up as a legitimate headline, this could have led to an actual war. So you can see how this becomes something funny to actually dangerous very quickly. And this gets to where AI is right now. You see a lot of business leaders are very comfortable with using AI internally for internal products, for internal services, but they are not comfortable with using it for any external products or services because it's going to be making these kind of mistakes, unless you have human editors, which X does not have at the moment. And so I think this is the time for Elon Musk to take a pause on this, wrangle it back, figure out Grok, figure out how to use this with humans to make this an actual service. Until then, he's producing a lot of disinformation, which is against, and it's scaring people. So what should Elon do? Should he lean in or should he pull it back and fix this problem? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and follow me for more AI news, trends, and tutorials.
I never got on Twitter or X, but that's definitely hilarious. Only thing I know about X is all the nasty links people be posting on Facebook. I don't click on none of them.
Overnight, emergency services down. 911 outages affecting parts of multiple states and even whole city police departments. As cyber attacking remains a major concern for authorities across the country. It's unclear what caused the outages, but it comes as the Department of Homeland Security has told officials to be on the lookout for cyber threats. The government warning in the past that there's an increased risk of cyber attacks to 911 services as they move to internet-based systems.
Oh yeah, are you ready for the cyber pandemic?
Coincidence, y'all. Just about 8 different states had a 911 outage. 8 different states had a 911 outage. And mind you, when I seen this, when I just heard this, my mind instantly went to We just had a national emergency alert test not too long ago. A couple months after that, I think, it was a cell phone carrier outage. And now we got this 911 outage. Why is all of these outages happening? What's going on? And then my mind also thought, like, there's been attacks on bridges too. There's something going on, y'all, and I'm gonna always logically call it how I see it. You ain't got to believe me. This is all personal speculation. But I think that something is going on and it's going to lead to something to the point where it's going to be chaotic. And they're doing little tests now to see how people going to react, to see what people going to do during these.
And imagine all the crime that went unanswered during that time that 911 outages was going on. That's crazy to think about.
Times of chaotic situations. That's what I personally believe, because it's not a coincidence that all these different outages is happening. And make sure y'all connecting dots. You can't really connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. So that's why I'm saying national emergency alert test, cell phone carrier outage, now 911 outage. Come on now. I don't know, y'all. Something is leading up to something. Something's taking place and it's leading somewhere. If anything, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. For real.
Part 238. When actor Peter O'Toole cut off the tip of his finger in a boating accident, he dropped it in some brandy before putting it back into place and wrapping it with a bandage. But upon removing the bandage weeks later, he found out he'd put it back on the wrong way. During production for the 1969 movie Shark, a stuntman was killed on camera by a shark that was supposed to be sedated. After the production company used the man's death to promote the film, director Sam Fuller quit. When you develop scurvy, your body is extremely deficient in vitamin C, which is used to make the collagen that holds your skin together. Because of this, scurvy will cause your old scars to reopen. In 1904, a Swedish sailor named Carl Emil Peterson shipwrecked on a cannibalistic island in Papua New Guinea. A savage tribe carried Carl to their king, whose daughter instantly fell in love with him. 3 years later, Carl eventually married the king's daughter, and once the king died, Carl became king of the island himself.